Hello farmers and welcome back to Western Australia. Still planting some oats over in our new big field. And what I'm currently doing is grabbing our fruit and vegetable fertilizer and topping off some of our orchards, which seem to be taking a lot more than I thought they would. But if they need it, they need it. All of them are up and running though. So a few things. Oh wow, it's been an interesting evening for myself. So in case you haven't been, if you're not on our Discord channel, and you may not know, if you run NVIDIA as a graphics card, and you got the 30 and 40 series, do not update. Which one is it? The 5060.70 driver update. That will cause Farming Simulator not to run. So Giants is aware of the issue. It's on their forums and everything. So yeah, it's the thing. It took me like an hour or so to figure that out. And now here I am trying to get caught up of where, I thought I'd be done recording this episode by now, but no, I'm not. And now I'm just driving around in circles trying to figure out where I need to be going with more fertilizer. There we go. Drop-off point is there. Also, last episode when I was trying to get this wonderful production building, getting so the water works into the production building. Yes, I do realize, because I even mentioned in the episode, I do believe, that this is for animals and greenhouses only. But as I mentioned, on my test map, I got this production building to work with one of these. I wasn't trying to. I was just testing out to see what the, what the recipe was, how much it needed. And when I plopped it down, I'd plopped it down next to one of my greenhouses, like we run over at the farmyard. And it was, of course, next to one of these silos. It took the water. So I just logged back into the test map. I deleted the one I had on there. And I just put down another one just to see what happened. And that one right away, boom, took over 1 billion liters of water. So I'm not sure. And it's running. I didn't add any water. I just had to add straw and some sugar. And it just started running. So I don't know. I have no idea why it works on that map, not on this one. And as I mentioned, and that, when we were trying to place down the water silo, and I couldn't because I didn't have a greenhouse here. I'm like, oh, so it definitely only can trigger that. But why is it working on the test map? Don't know, but it's kind of interesting things with mods, isn't it? Well, future me here. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. I thought it ain't gonna take long to show a little bit of a video. So we're on the test map for Western Australia, where this is where I was testing my greenhouses and stuff. You can see we got the water silo over here for greenhouses and animal productions. So let's go ahead. We'll go into construction. Productions. Scroll on down here. Harvest productions. We'll spin it around this way. You want to fit there. There we go. Come on over and you can see water. Now it's showing 2 billion liters of water. Must be I'm close enough to a second one. And then he may be saying, well, is it like the cow barn on Hills of Tuscany to where it registers it, but it doesn't actually use it? Well, let's throw some straw in here. That's all we need. And we'll throw some sugar in here. And really, that's all we really need just to prove the point. All right, let's go into our production buildings, which is here. Table straw ware. We'll activate that. And we'll give it a moment here. Wait, did I activate it? Yes, activated. And there you go. You can see harvest tableware, 1 liter. We already got 1 liter. So it does work on some production buildings, or maybe all production buildings. Why it's working on the test map and not the map that we're playing on, I have no idea. So I got 1 water silo there. I must have one. All right, so it must be in range of this one as well. So yeah, welcome to my test map, by the way. Looks lovely. But yeah, I just want to make sure. I'm like, picture is worth 1,000 words. But if I show a video of it actually working, without me actually just, I didn't go in XML files. I didn't put water in with a tanker to make it look like it works. It works. So I don't know. Anyways, back to your regularly scheduled programming. So the sugarcane field, I'm kind of hoping that will regrow in about another month or so. As most people said, don't plow it because that will destroy the crop, which I figured it would. But I just would like to see it start to grow so I can take care of the weeds in that field along with the weeds in our barley field and soon to be weeds in our oat field. So right now I'm just got to empty out the fruit and vegetable fertilizer off our trailer here because I need to load up strawberry and apple juice. Am I under the pallet? I am under the pallet. And bring that on down to be sold because I'm still waiting, as I said, to get the oat field all planted. So we'll see how long that will take. Our worker shouldn't be too long. We have gone over the hour. Surprise, surprise, for planting in that field. And as someone asked, why don't I use the smooth corners on course play? As I mentioned, I got so used to setting up course play the way it is. I had no problem with the rough corners that get left. I take care of it. It works for me. I don't mind going around doing the corners afterwards. And I'm not saying the other way is not better. It's just, it's what I'm used to, and it works, and I'm fine with it. So, all right, let's go ahead and park the John Deere in here for now. Let's see, do I need any of that stuff? I may need the fertilizer spreader. I will need it for the sugarcane field, but I'm waiting for the sugarcane to grow so I can fertilize it. We'll grab the Massey Ferguson here. Fire up. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping all my controls still work because, as I mentioned with my graphics card, I updated to a newer version which would not allow the game to load. It took me about, like I said, over an hour. And one of the things I ended up doing was uninstalling Farming Simulator and reinstalling it. So I'm hoping all my controls still work. They seem to be. Alright, so that should be apple juice and strawberry juice, which it is, right? Yeah, strawberry and apple juice. I don't know how much we can load, but I'm probably going to overstack it at this point. And pretty soon it's going to start spawning some other things. I am going to need a bigger trailer at some point, though. But right now, the money... I mean, we're doing okay on money. And from what someone said with our new production building of... what's it called? Like tabletop asset? What was it called here? Let me scroll back on down to that production building. It's just tableware. We're going to make some pretty good money off of that. I don't think it's going to be as much as I was making with the crude oil on American Falls, which I'm glad I'm not going to make that much money. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to make money, but then again, it gets to the point of, if it makes too much money, then it takes away from the challenge, the fun of trying to grow a farm. So yeah, I don't want to get to be that far to where we're just making so much money that, yeah, I can't spend it quick enough. So we're spawning a whole bunch of other stuff here, and I think I'll just go ahead and sell this stuff for now. Let me go ahead and unstrap and restrap. We'll go sell this. Yeah, eventually we'll get ourselves a truck and a low loader where I can load up about 56 pallets. On here right now I don't have that many. And the strawberry and apple juice is what needs to be sold this month. And while I'm waiting for our worker planting in that field, which you can see how much more we got to do, well then, yeah, that's what we're waiting for, pretty much. The sheep, I need to feed the sheep, that's right. I was just looking at the sheep. We're up to 174 sheep currently. So I'm probably going to have to start feeding them probably every month. And once we get up to like 300 sheep and more than that, I'll probably have to feed them once a month and maybe twice a month. All right, let's go make some money with the apple and strawberry juice. Well, before, I think I only had one selling point for this material, but now that I put down the sell everything sell point, I probably need to check that because I had to put that down for the tableware. So let me see where I should be bringing this stuff to. Not strawberries, strawberry juice. Apple juice, sell everything. And strawberry juice goes to sell everything today. So that's the only thing in the dark green for the month. I mean, we do have some other things. Organic waste, which we're not going to do. And yeah, that's pretty much the only stuff that we need to be selling. So let's swing around here and we'll sell this right away. Bring in some cash. And just a reminder, we are going to have like about a $17,000 monthly payment towards our loans. We got 2 loans. So we got to make sure we got at least that much. So in a way, if... Oh, I'm going to have to grab that pallet. If our tableware production makes about 30,000 per month, oh, it is selling, pretty cool. Then that will cover our loan and loan interest cost. But meanwhile, selling stuff like that, bringing a little bit of cash always helps out. Do I need anything while I'm here? Should I buy? Oh, and our worker needs to be refilled. Let me grab a couple more pallets over here. The fruit and vegetable fertilizer. And I was asked about this. As far as I know, the fruit and vegetable fertilizer only works on these greenhouses and orchards that we're currently using. But we're going to buy 4 of them and keep them around the farm. So let me spin back around. And then we'll get back to the farm and refill our drill with some seed, and we'll probably take over and finish drilling off that field with the oats and give the worker the rest of the month off. By the time I fill up the drill with seed, I'm probably going to be below the 17,000 that I need to make the loan payment overnight, so that should be kind of interesting. We'll wake up with negative money, but I do believe that our greenhouses are making more than enough product for our production building that I might be able to start putting like onions and pickles. What else we got here? Green peppers. That stuff may be able to be put on sold directly. Let's jump over to our case. And we will come over here and finish off the field ourselves. It is using fertilizer in some areas and not in others. As we saw last episode that, you know, since it's the first time we're in the field and I have fertilized this field on contracts, yeah, the fertilizer is just abundant in this field. So we're over-fertilized in some areas, and the areas that we were under-fertilized, it has taken the fertilizer on out. I have not had to add any fertilizer whatsoever. But this will be the second time I have added seed to it. Let's see, where's the... Well, that's fertilizer. Well, you know, it's not like I'm not going to use fertilizer. When I get done with the drill, we'll unload it into the farmyard here, and I can put it back into the fertilizer spreader, so it doesn't matter if I buy some. This, I know I can unload. Well, knowing my luck today, maybe it won't. We'll see. I'm pretty sure it will. Let's just go across the road without looking for traffic. Yeah, we're good. Let me go ahead and fix... I got one corner to fix that Courseplay went around in. Yeah, so about, like I said, about an hour and a half ago, or maybe even 2 hours at this point, I was pulling what little hair I had left on me out of my head, trying to figure out why Farming Simulator would not load. It would get to like 20%, and then the game would crash. I tried loading a map, Elm Creek itself, with no mods, got to 20%, it would crash. I'm like, well, it's not a mod, so I'm not activating any mods whatsoever. So then I just did a files check for Farming Simulator on Steam. It said it was fine. I said, alright, I tried again. I then uninstalled Farming Simulator 25 and reinstalled it. Still did the same thing. I was like, alright, it's time, because I had the developer command up, which is this wonderful thing. So when we load into a map, if you can activate this, I was looking to see what the error was, and the problem is the game would just freeze up and not show me what the error was. So I went to the game log, and I was seeing things I did not want to see. Basically, it was telling me my graphics card was not powerful enough to run Farming Simulator. And I was like, I'm pretty sure a 4080 can run Farming Simulator. I said, well, I loaded into another game that was more demanding than this one, and everything was fine. And then that's when I started really doing some more research, and that's when I found out, actually on NVIDIA's website that people were complaining that it does not run FS22. And then someone said, yeah, there's actually a forum on the Giants website about the situation. So, yeah, hopefully it gets resolved. Not that it's a big deal. You can always revert back on your drivers with the NVIDIA. You just gotta roll back a little bit. That's what I did. So next month, this field will have weeds into it. I would really like it for our sugarcane field to start to grow so we can lease ourselves a weed, see, and spot sprayer and take care of our 3 fields all together. Won't take that much in herbicide to get the 3 fields done. But this is going to be a good harvest. I don't know if I talked about it last episode or if I thought about it in between episodes, but our wheat field that we planted will be ready for harvest before this one, correct? Let me just make sure I got that understanding correct. Wheat will harvest in January. Oats will harvest... Okay, they harvest the same month, apparently. I did put wheat in that field, right? Yes, that is wheat. Alright, well that's fine. Alright, then never mind what I was about to say. I was ready to say if one harvested 1 month before the other, if we don't have our combine by then, which I'm thinking we will, we'll buy it that month. We can wait until both fields are ready for harvest, and if we can't afford it, then we'll lease a harvester to get it all done. We'll lease the header. I'm probably going to be able to afford the combine, but maybe not the header. So a few more passes with our drill. We'll feed the sheep, and that is us pretty much done for the month of September. And pretty soon we'll be able to sell the fabric as well. Maybe next month we might be able to. That'll bring in some good cash. I think we'll need it though. As I said, we got about $17,000 in loan payments overnight. Let me just zip up and down this field a few more times, and we'll take care of what I just mentioned. Cannot wait until harvest season, which is not really that far away for us, since I'm not doing contracts every month. We'll get to January rather quick, although we will be cutting the grass in October, and then it'll be ready again in... Well, of course it'll be ready in January. So we'll have a couple of harvests, and our grass field will be ready. So January will be a busy month. And we're just going to sell all the grain. I would like to be able to keep... I'll probably harvest this oat field first before I do the wheat field. Because what I might do is with the wheat field... Yeah, we're going to sell all the oats. I don't need the oats for anything. And we'll sell most of the wheat. But I will keep maybe like a trailer wheat. And maybe we'll get the chickens started. Some free-range chickens. So they'll be running around. I think we'll put them around the orchard. So we'll put their like feed trough over by the orchard, and then we'll extend their pasture or their pen so they can free roam around the orchard, so they can eat all the insects and bugs and keep them away from our lovely fruit that we have growing over there. All right, let's get this across the way, and we'll empty out the fertilizer and seed. And if it doesn't empty, well, that'll just make this farmer not too pleased. Twister, get out of the road. Twister likes roaming around the road. And when we cut the grass, it's going to be all hay, for darn sure. Okay, so there's well, that's all the seed and all the fertilizer. So now we can just come into here, go to leasing items. You can see we had it for almost an hour and a half. And I will say that drill is well enough to do the fields that we have. So, you know, it'd be kind of hard if that were to come up for sale and say like half off and not want to get it. But I'm kind of set on getting ourselves the combine, because I don't want what happened on American Falls, where I kind of promised, yeah, we're gonna get a John Deere combine from American Falls and just never get to it. So I want to get the John Deere combine kind of, I don't want to say first, but as soon as we can, as soon as it's reasonable. And I think it's, you know, it's just about time that it's reasonable. Let's just scoot over here and give the sheep a bale to get them through the month. And the reason why we gotta start making mostly hay is I will show you the stats of the Baba sheep. So currently yearly food with 171 sheep it is, whatever it is. Yeah, they need 316,000 liters per season. So that is going to be, I kind of forgot, how much are we getting off this field? Like almost 500,000 liters? No, we got to be getting more than that. I think I'm getting like 1 million liters per cut. So I just want to make a whole bunch of hay this time around. Not in the need to make any silage yet. We can in the next cut, the cut after that. Silage doesn't sell good until June anyway, so making silage this early and stockpiling that, not really needed. As for the store page, nothing. Well, wait a minute. There's some new things here. A slurry spreader. Well, we're not making any slurry or digestate at this current time. Let me just double check on what's going on here. Why no strawberries? Interesting. And pickles. Why are we not making pickles? We're short on cucumbers, apparently. So if I go to our greenhouses, this one here is kind of low on stuff. And this one here is low on stuff. I thought I was backed up, or maybe it's here that is showing. Yeah, so our onions, our processing plant is full of onions and green peppers. But not so much on the cucumbers. I said pickles before, I meant cucumbers. You know what I meant. So that's all being made, but everything else, oh wait, everything else is good. And I hope that I remember when I was talking about our, what's it called again? Harvest Production Building. I'm going to try, if I didn't say so, I'm going to put up a picture up when I was talking about on my test map that building took the water from the silo. I mean, it's not that big of a deal here because, as I said, it's going to be over a year. You fill it up with water, and it's going to take over a year before it runs out of water. So I don't really care, but I just know I had a few people leave a comment that said, it doesn't work on factories. I'm like, I know that's what it says, but it's working for me on my test map. Why is it not here? Sleep till at 8. Sorry, I'm just double thinking my brain. It said, did I check everything? I think so. I mean, the animals are good to go. We know that. The orchards and greenhouses are good to go. Our production buildings are good to go. Although the one thing I didn't check was the sugar building or sugar production buildings to make sure that they're not getting too full of sugar. We do wake up with $2,500 in the bank account, so that's good to know. Let me just double check. Have we got anything red here? That's what I'm looking for. Anything in the red? Yeah, we're backing up with sugar. What do we got? Anything? Sugar sells good in January. We're getting a whole bunch of money. Like someone said, we're not still using enough sugar, and that's fine. I can go ahead and sell that. Not that big of a deal. Looks like nothing really selling good this month. What about the fabric? The fabric has got to be close. $38.69 in November, and right now it's $38.57. And I could get $48.579 for it right now if I needed money. But I think we're doing okay for that. Alright, so we are going to grab It's got to be the case. The case will have the mowers. But since we're making hay... Oh, yeah, the store page. Nothing new there. The Tedder. How much horsepower does that require? 80 horsepower. Well, the 6230. I think that's the model number of this. Yeah, 6230. That can definitely handle the Tedder. So that's going to be behind us in the case with the Tedder turning our grass into hay. Then all I have to do afterwards is go through with the windrower and then have someone follow us with the baler, and we'll have a whole bunch of hay bales. And I want to check our sugarcane field. Please tell me that's... I think it says it's growing. Hooray. So yeah, it was just basically the first month was the planting season, so we had to wait another month before technically it could start growing again. But we'll double check it when we get over there, when we're cutting the grass. I think the Tedder is wider than the mower, and that's fine. You know what? The fuel is green, so we're fine. I mean, if it turns orange, I mean, we got the fuel pumps right here at the farm, which is always nice to have when the only fuel station is about 3 minutes away. And this is why I did not buy the New Holland T9, which I would have loved to have on the farm this early. The problem is I would have to get rid of the case. The case is about the only tractor that would have made it affordable. But the problem is the T9 does not have a 3-point leakage or the option to. And that means I wouldn't be able to use the mowers. We got to make sure I put this on not swath dropping, but this widespread. Alright, get that down. Alright. Let's turn, well, drop the Tedder first. Turn that on, and I think it's the same working width just about. Alright, so it looks like we got ourselves Frank following us in the 6230. Should be interesting. And we'll get around our grass field and start making some hay. What do you say? It's a great day. What's the working speed? I think it's 9 miles an hour in the Tedder. Yes. So we'll have to slow down once in a while for Frank to catch up with us, but I think overall he'll be just fine. I probably should grab a little bit of extra that I can over here. Yeah, I can definitely see our sugarcane field is growing. And kind of by making hay in the entire field, I'll get some of these patches of grass I have missed in the last few cuts. Since I'll be windrowing the whole field and the baler will be following behind us. Just gotta be kind of careful I don't get too far ahead of Frank, or else he loses his direction. Yeah, but I really don't have to get out of the sugarcane field. The one thing I do want to check is, when I get too far ahead here, I want to check crop rotation. I want to see what the yield will be after we do sugarcane after sugarcane after sugarcane. I want to see how much that is going to drop the yield. Not that it matters, because as we know, we got way more sugarcane than I expected and way more than really what we need for the production buildings. So, I mean, probably just be worth it just to leave it as sugarcane anyways. All right, let Frank catch up here. So if we go to crop rotation and we put in... Well, this year it's going to be... It's going to be follow. Then... Whoop, there's sugarcane. So, yeah, it's going to drop down to just 100%, which is fine. But then next year, it'll be like this. So it's going to be, you know what, that's not bad, 90%. And then, of course, we'll have to take the sugarcane out of this field, move it somewhere else. And we got more fields than we need to. The thing is, I would not want to truck that much sugarcane up here. So by putting it, you know, if I were to put it in the field down by the store, I would say that field's probably bigger than this one. And we can kind of check that because we do got precision farming enabled, so we can kind of go farmland. So this here is 5.51 hectares. This is 7.21. So almost 50% bigger in this field. So if I put sugarcane in there, that'd be quite a bit. And this is 14.8. Now, if I put sugarcane here, wow, that'd be a lot of sugarcane. So, I mean, that's a couple years down the road. So by then, we'll probably have more fields. And probably the best bet would be the one right over there that I could switch it out with. The one that usually goes for about 375,000, we'll just say. Somewhere in there. Yeah, between the tableware, the amount of sugar I can sell, the byproducts of the sugar being made, which is molasses, cane sugar, and is that it? Sure, that sounds good. And of course, our other production buildings, yeah, we're going to be making a good amount of money. So I think, and our oat field's looking good. Yeah, I think we're going to be doing good without having to do contracts moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, I'm going to have to keep slowing down, waiting for Frank to catch on up. So in between episodes, I will get this grass field cut. Frank will get it tedded. And then I'll start the process of windrowing and baling up the hay. And we'll start stockpiling it. It is kind of weird that the sheep are... I don't know if they're taking the grass out of here, off their own field in the expandable pastures. If they are... Okay, well, it says grass, and I put in hay. But either way, as long as... It says it's 100% no matter what. So if they are taking grass out of here, I'm fine with that. Because it's not like the mod is saying grass is 80% productive and hay is 100%. It's 100% the way it is. So really, I could have just give the sheep grass and not ted it. But since Hudson, who is the farm owner, we're just a farm manager, he wants cows on the farm. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to be making some hay to feed the cows. And that will get the cows up to 80%, but really doesn't hurt their milk production that much. As, wait, where's Frank? Is he on the other side of the... Yes, he is, okay. It says, you better be on the other side of the production building, just hiding for a second. So we'll probably actually end up selling some of the fabric this month just to get some money into the bank account. I mean, if I can get by another month, maybe we'll do that. But I mean, that price is pretty darn good. I'll just have to keep my eye on it throughout the month. Actually, it says the price is going down. Corgi Station. Is that the only place to sell the wool? I don't think so. Well, no, because I got the sell everything location, so I'm pretty sure that would take it. Fabric. So yearly price, October, November seem to be the peakish. So let's go back to here. So it's only Corgi Station and Sell Everything. Sell Everything's going up. Corgi Station is going down. Well, it's always a gamble trying always to get the better price, because you may not get the better price. But we may gamble. We may just gamble. Bolivar Fields, we do need, so after we get done next episode, like I said, we're baling up the hay. We need to lease the See and Spot weed sprayer. I'll have to put narrow tires on the 6230. I should be able to do that, which is behind us, because our wheat field is definitely going to be in the second growth stage and beyond, and I don't want to be destroying my crop, so I'll have to put on narrow tires on the 6230, get in there, spray out the weeds in the oat field, wheat field, and of course the sugarcane field. We'll take care of that, and then other than selling stuff, we might be going right to January and maybe getting ourselves a combine. That could happen next episode, so I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully Farming Simulator 22 loads up for me when I go to play next time, because that's always great as well. But anyways, yeah, if you made it this far in the video and you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button. Helps out the channel and the video more than you know. And if you haven't done so already and you think about doing so, might want to hit that subscribe button as well for more content like this. But anywho, that is going to do it for today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in Western Australia. But until then, have a good one.